I'm Tiff.
I'm Tashari.
Together we are
TNT.
And on this episode of BirkenTalk, we're talking
Alegria.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the classic bottom. It's awesome. It is a 1.5-inch bottom, and it is a rocker bottom. So when you're walking in this shoe, you're going to rock through it. The shoe's not meant to like bend, it's meant to rock. So that way it promotes really good posture.
The brand itself is popular in the nursing community, but it's actually also popular in the kitchens, mainly because most all of their bottoms now are slip resistant. I don't know how well you can see it, but it'll actually say it on there because sometimes you have to have proof. Mm-hmm. But it is a slip resistant bottom. But my favorite part about the entire shoe is the fact that you will wear your shoe to death, and the only thing you're really replacing is your insert.
Is your insert. And we're going to go over that in depth. But right now, we're just really talking about our bottoms here. So the rocker bottom, the classic rocker bottom, is a lot thicker. It's, like I said, it's 1.5 inches. Mm-hmm. And again, promotes that good posture.
Now, don't get that confused with other rocker bottoms that are out in the market. Now, some rocker bottoms have such a deep rock in the middle that there is no catch around the toe. This actually promotes a smoother heel-toe motion so that you don't put any more pressure on any one part of the foot.
Yeah, they're awesome, and we might like them a little bit. I'm just saying.
I have a couple.
Few, a lot. Again, we're going to do a whole video on her shoe collection, I promise. It's coming. It's coming. All right, we're going to go ahead and switch on over to another outsole. We'll be right back.
Hey, so now we are going to talk about the mini rocker bottom. It is a lower profile. It's about a 3/4 inch bottom. I've had some customers that they can really tell the difference in the bottom. Sometimes they need that little bit of a height adjustment. You still get the rockered effect. You still get good posture, but it's not, as you can see, as high. They do it on a lot of their sandals.
These ones are not slip resistant. No. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab one of these classics. I know I wasn't supposed to do that, but here we go. So I'm just going to show you the difference between the two bottoms. You can tell, right? You don't even have to be close to see that. There is a difference. Mm-hmm. And like she was saying with the height difference, we have a couple of customers who have to always stay in this classic because it elevates just a little bit more, where you can see this is just a little bit flatter.
They do that with a lot of their casuals. They lower the profile so that it's, I don't know if it's a little bit easier for some people to wear, because sometimes, with the lower profile, a lot of people aren't really wearing it to work all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's a lower profile so that people, and I keep saying lower profile just so you know that it is one, so that it makes it easier. It's an easier walking motion, because sometimes people have an issue with that higher platform and they twist out. This eliminates that problem. Yeah,
so this one, again, there's really not a whole lot of bend to it, and you're going to have that rocking through motion. So, again, not slip resistant. So this is not a shoe for work.
This looks casual bottom.
Yeah. So when I say not a shoe for work, I mean like not in like a slippery environment like kitchen or serving or hospitals or anything like that, because you're going to want to have slip resistant, but super cute at the office. Hello.
Yeah.
Right?
Or in the classroom.
True.
Lest we forget.
Yes, teachers. This is
hairdressers.
Yeah, I do that. That's me. Okay, so we'll now show you another bottom. We'll be right back. All right, so now we're moving on into the career fashion bottom. So this one again it's a 3/4 inch, but this one is lightweight and flexible. So this is definitely a lighter shoe compared to the other, and you can see there's definitely flex in the bottom. So we have the Camille, the Chloe, the Kayla, and the Kelly.
It's a good alternative for those that don't want to wear the Danskos. Danskos tend to be a little bit heavier. Not that they're a bad shoe, but they're just different. These are a little bit more flexible. Again, a lower profile sometimes helps with, it can help with anything from how you're standing all day to your uniform. So, it's nice to have that option for something more lightweight, and you still get the cushion and you still get the arch.
Yes, so we have a lot of servers that wear these shoes, a lot of bussers, expediters, because they are comfortable, and again, they've got that replaceable insert like all the rest of them do, and they're super cool. I like them. I think they're very comfortable. I really like this.
I have a pair of Kelly's.
They're cute. And they come in other colors than black. It's not just the black, it's just that this is our most common seller because we have a lot of front of the house, back of the house that like to wear these shoes. So we'll go over the next bottom here in just a second.
I am going to introduce you to the men's line of Alegria. The men's line has only been around for a couple years. I guess once the guys caught wind of the girls being comfortable, they needed to become just as comfortable. These actually have a little bit of my favorite phrase, lower profile. This is about a half inch in height. And they actually fit more medium to wide as opposed to with some of the ladies. With the thicker insole, it fits a little narrower to a wider fit once you change it out. They have a little bit of flex, not much, but it's a good alternative, again, to doing dance go, something that's a little bit more lightweight.
They're awesome. I have a lot of front of the house, back of the house. Chefs really like these shoes. Yeah. These bottoms do not do well in grease. So if you are in a kitchen with a lot of grease, this is not the shoe for you. Like if you're a pastry chef or that kind of thing, these are great. But just if there's a lot of grease, it'll eat through this material here. So this is not the option for you.
Because although it is slip resistant and non-marking, you do have to be aware of your working environment because that can have a lot to do with what it does to the bottoms of your shoes.
Yeah. Cool. So next we're going to move on into our inserts. So we'll be right back. Okay, so now we're moving on into the inserts that go inside of the Alegria shoes. This is my favorite part of this whole deal, okay? So, I have some demos of what it looks like when the insert is not in here. They have patented interlocking technology that secures the insert into the shoe. So that part is cool. You have the option of a wide or a regular. And when I say wide, I mean that it makes the shoe fit a little bit wider. It's actually 2 millimeters thinner than the regular, and that allows for more width overall in the shoe and also gives you a half size difference because these shoes only come in full sizes. So there's a lot of really cool fit tricks that we can do with these shoes.
Now keep in mind, most of the shoes are going to come with the medium footbed. We can do the switch out for you while you're here trying them on, or if you get home and wear the footbed for a while and realize that while you had them it was a little too tight, you can always switch to a wider bed.
Yeah, so it's just we have a lot of wiggle room in these shoes. So if one shoe isn't really fitting the best, we can always put something underneath the insert to kind of give it a little bit of a snugger fit. Like this is my favorite shoe actually to kind of work problems out with people because there's so many variables to it. With the sport leisure shoes that Tashari has, this is the Glee. I'll let her go ahead and talk about that. I love how they have all this really cool technology with these inserts. It's cool.
I actually have the Glee. No surprise, right? But what I did love about it is the fact that you can remove this little 2 millimeter, they call it a shim. It's what's inside of the shoe underneath the footbed. Now, if you notice, this footbed doesn't have that interlocking technology, and that's mainly because of the construction on the inside. So it's more like a regular shoe, if you will. But you can take this out to give it a bit of a wider fit. But the thing that I love the most is sometimes, I know for me, since I do a lot of walking, as much as I love the Alegria footbed, sometimes the arch just doesn't hit right. Because this does come out, you can put in your own arch support, which makes for an awesome, awesome fit.
Yeah, any of the shoes that we have at the store, especially the Alegrias, we have the ability to adjust the fit. So if you're really liking the way that this shoe fits, but maybe you're wanting a little bit higher arch, guess what? I think next year they're bringing out a higher arched insert. I'm so freaking excited.
Oh yeah.
In the meantime, we have some things that we can use to make this fit right with the higher arch. This arch is awesome, but for people like me that have a really high arch, I need just a little bit more.
And see, I don't really have an arch, but the high arch for me is actually really, really comfortable because of how long I'm on my feet.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and do some in-depth descriptions of what's happening with these inserts here. So we'll be right back with you, okay? All right, so there's just a 2 millimeter difference between the two inserts. What you're looking at right now is that interlocking technology. You can kind of see the difference in the thickness. Now, when I turn these, you're going to be able to really see the difference right there in those sides. So this insert here, this is the wide insert. This is what we would put in the shoe to give it more room. This insert here, this is the medium insert, which is what comes in the actual shoe. So if we were wanting a little bit of a tighter fit underneath this one, we would put a foam shim to just kind of fill the shoe up a little bit more for you. What is inside of this insert, it is a latex and cork mixture, polyurethane mixture. There's a layer of memory foam, and then there is the suede upper, which you see here. So they're awesome. So you're going to see your footprint in here just like you would in your Birks, and they're going to kind of mold to your foot just like your Birks do because they have that memory foam in there. So these are awesome, awesome inserts.
That wide bed does not take away from your arch. It just gives you more room across your instep and in your toes.
So if we look here, oops, same curvature that you can see right along the top here. This one's just, they just made it thinner on the bottom part of it, so you still have that awesome arch.
So this is the removable shim that is underneath the insole that is in the style called the Glee.
It's the sport leisure style.
So it's a little bit thinner overall. However, that little bit of a 2 millimeter bottom can make a change in how it feels overall in your shoe. Another thing to note with all the inserts, just so you don't have the squeaking effect, they all have a liner on them. That cuts down on the squeaking that sometimes happens on the inside with the material of this and the inside of your shoe.
Now let's just show the difference between what goes inside the sport leisure and inside of the regular shoe. So if we look at the side here, you can see the interlocking technology there, where the sport leisure
does not have that interlocking technology.
All right, and we'll show you what that interlocking technology looks like. So it's just going to click right in there. You can see that little ridge that holds on to the actual insert, and if we show the inside of the Glee,
there is no ridge. It looks more like your traditional shoe.
All right, so that is what we have for you for the inserts. Okay, so now that we've gone over all of the outsoles and the inserts of the Alegria, if you have any questions or concerns, or you have a challenge for us, challenge accepted. We are so willing to help you figure out a comfort fit that is going to work for you.
We are all about edutainment, in case you haven't noticed. So you can come in and ask us, again, any questions or bring any concerns, or even if you have a style that you saw in the book that you just have to have your hands on, then
we can probably get that for you.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you next time. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.